Hi everyone, Jay from UK Overlanders here. Been a bit quiet for the last couple of years. Main reason is my editing PC decided to have a bit of a wobble, and I haven't really had time or the money, to be fair, to replace it until now. Just finished building it. It's using the new Ryzen architecture, the new Ryzen 1600, if anyone's interested. Obviously it's not a computing channel. And that means we should be able to start making some more content now. Over the last couple of years we've actually been to more places in the UK. We've been up to the north of England, we've been up to Wales, we did the North Coast 500 last year, 2017, and we managed to get a little bit of footage of that, which we'll probably put into a bit of a montage or something along them lines anyway, so you could see what we've been up to. Other than that, there's a couple of new projects I want to bring to you, which is bringing me on to the title of this video. Now, last year, or late last year, I'm not quite sure exactly when it was announced, but ARB announced its LINX, which is basically a vehicle accessory manager or controller. I don't know exactly how they're marketing it. Basically a box with a load of relays in it, which you connect to your light bars, your air compressors, your CB radios, anything you want to turn on and off, which you've added to the vehicle yourself or ARB has, controlling it all from one point. So no switches, no gauges or dials, which I'll get into that in a second. It's all controlled from the one mobile phone type device which they supply in the box. Now, we were originally quite excited about this, having quite a lot of the accessories on the Hilux with not a lot of switch real estate, I guess you could call it. We were looking for a neat alternative, especially with the introduction of airbag suspension assisters, which we put in when we were up on the way to the North Coast 500. I'll do a video about that later on. Because ARB's new LINX has an air ride suspension control module. So from that same mobile device, which controls your light bars, etc., you can also control the pressures and your compressor, which are controlling the airbags. This seemed a very neat package. However, closer to the release date, which was February 2018, which is this month, the prices seem to fluctuate quite a lot, and now Devon 4x4 has them for just shy of £600. That's without the compressor control module and the air ride suspension control module, which is going to be an added extra. So, got us to thinking, is there a cheaper alternative out there? Now, having a look around, the only other kind of airbag control market out there is the car enthusiasts, the modifications of Fiestas and etc, etc. Now, they are all very expensive as well. Not as expensive as the ARB LINX, but quite expensive. And B, they were designed to fit into a vehicle which has kind of got that Fast and Furious look about it. That's the only way I can describe it. So we set about and to see if we could actually do it ourselves out of a Raspberry Pi, which is, if you don't know, is like a computer about the size of a credit card. And in conjunction with an Arduino, which is a similar product, but it's not so much a computer, it's more of a controller, so that can control inputs and outputs, sensors, solenoids, valves, etc. Now, what you see here is the basic prototype. Now, this part is basically representing what this manifold will be doing. So you've got your exhaust and inflation valves supplied by a central input to the compressor, and then obviously you've got your manual gauges to be able to read the pressures independent of the program if there is any problems. Here will be the actual pressure sensor, itself, which will then feed back to the program, and in here will be the line that goes to the airbag. So obviously this is duplicated because we've got left and right hand airbags, and that is basically what this is kind of representing. So these two lights here, left and right, the red LEDs indicating inflation, and the yellow LEDs is deflation. Now I should be able to demonstrate this by using this adjustable resistor here. So at the moment the left airbag is indicating it's deflating. So if I increase the pressure, it's now switched over to the inflation solenoid, indicating that the pressure is too low at the set pressure. And now what I'm currently doing is developing this graphical user interface, as it's called, which will then be displayed on a small screen in the Hilux itself, which will be touchscreen. So as you can see, the right hand airbag is increasing and decreasing pressure by me turning the adjustable resistor. Obviously this is in its very early stages, so it's not exactly perfect, but it gives you an idea of roughly the kind of thing I'm going for. So yeah, that's it. That's the progress we have so far. Obviously the user interface needs a bit more tweaking to get it a bit more neater and in line and maybe actually look a bit nicer. But the next step basically is to get the system sending and requesting target pressures, so you can change the pressure on the fly and it'll automatically regulate to that pressure. So for example, if you wanted to go into a low car park, you could press the lowest setting and it'll deflate to that setting. And then if you're going to go off-road, maybe press the higher setting to give you that little extra bit of departure angle. And the system would just automatically do it. You wouldn't have to worry about inputting target pressures manually or anything like that. And then implement that all into the Hilux and get it in. We need to install a compressor and stuff as well as that manifold I showed you earlier, and then buy a little screen to go on top of the Raspberry Pi to take over what the monitor's doing at the moment. So keep tuned, and when we get it implemented, I'll make another video then. Until then, see you there.